We're coming up on 7:59 on your Monday morning drive. We start off with a couple of traffic alerts. One in Marion County, northbound I-5. It looks like a disabled vehicle near Highway 22 is causing a little bit of a backup. So give yourself a few extra minutes to get around that. Meanwhile, in Portland, specifically North Portland, I-5 southbound, a fender bender near Marine Drive. Looks like that's been cleared to the shoulder, but the southbound commute now is backing up again out near Jansen Beach and across the Interstate Bridge. Meanwhile, through Tualatin, the drive pretty thick on that side of town as well, and your drive in from Hillsborough has jumped up to 27 minutes at last check. Rod?
All right, Chris, thanks for that. Well, we do have some fog, but nothing widespread. My big story is really the cold weather. If you look carefully, there's some light frost on the grass out at the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club in Lowell. It was 32. The frost is already melting at that location because it's now up to 36 degrees. Here's a look at what I'm pretty sure is widespread frost on the grass on the east side. That's Camas Meadows Golf Course, where temperatures have also been down to 32. PDX is at 36, but we were 30. Today's high in the mid-40s.
It was supposed to leave at 7 and then 10, and then they changed the gates many, many times.
Now at 8 o'clock, local airport traffic impacted by severe winter weather in the Midwest over the weekend. We're going to check the big board at PDX with a live report from the airport in our top story.
Plus, TriMet is reducing service for several bus lines after a budget shortfall. How will it impact your way around the city?
We're also talking very cold temperatures this morning, freezing in some spots as we take this live look from our Rose City Skycam. How cold is it on this first day of December? Rod's got the answer as we kick off the 8 o'clock hour of sunrise right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 8 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. What do you say, Chris McGinnis? You want to join China and me? We'll ask Rod together how cold it is. Hey, Rod!
Yeah.
How cold is it? Never mind, I'll do it myself. Hey, Rod! How cold is it?
It is so cold.
We should have practiced that.
It is so cold. Then maybe you can only feel one of your ears out there. How about that? All right, we have been down to freezing, something we have not done so far this fall out at PDX, site specific, down to 30 degrees earlier this morning. Our first official freeze, if you will. Salem has also been freezing. That is some light frost on the grass in front of the Capitol Mall. Nice bright start for you folks. You were 32, you're up 1 in just the past 15, 20 minutes to 33 degrees. Here's downtown Portland. One of the spots that is seeing some low clouds and certainly fog coming up over the West Hills behind the cityscape. Again, it was 30 degrees back in the 2, 3 o'clock hour this morning, now 36 when we started to get some fog out along the Columbia River as well. This is a dry day moving forward. Kind of a mixed bag of cloudiness to partly sunny at times. 42 at noon. Again, it's a big coat day. That's still chilly. Mid-40s for high temperature mid-afternoon. Here's Chris.
Rod, thanks for that. We've got a couple of traffic alerts to pass along. I want to start off in Marion County. I-5 northbound, a disabled vehicle on northbound I-5 near Highway 22. Looks like it's just cleared, but there is some significant local slowing getting around that. So give yourself a few extra minutes there. Meanwhile, zooming on up to the north, I-5 near Marine Drive. We had an earlier crash right underneath the Marine Drive overpass. It looks like that may have cleared, but you can see the drive pretty thick now back towards Jansen Beach. So with that in mind, the drive out of Clark County has jumped back up to 30 minutes almost to get you from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. This is what it looks like once you get around that crash scene. No big deal there. The rest of the drive getting busier. Sunset inbound from Hillsborough, about 26 minutes. And your I-5 drive from Wilsonville, 27 minutes now. That's from Wilsonville Road to the Markham Bridge. China?
Thank you, Chris. We start with flight delays and cancellations across the country as people try to make their way home after the Thanksgiving holiday.
Winter weather alerts have made things very difficult for anyone trying to get to or from places in the Midwest, including Wisconsin, Illinois, and Iowa. We also saw this over the weekend, a Delta plane that skidded off the runway in Des Moines. This is the aftermath of that plane, again, skidding off the runway in Des Moines. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Now, we're not seeing that kind of weather here, but those conditions in the Midwest did cause some delays and cancellations over the weekend at PDX.
So Libby Dowsett is live at the airport with how it's going this morning. Good morning, Libby.
Well, China and Drew, it's going pretty smoothly, actually. We talked to a whole bunch of people who are very happy that flight times are going well, and only one flight canceled out of Chicago this morning. Now, airport officials expected it to be busy today, and they also expect it to be busier than last year. They say today and yesterday are typically the busiest days of the year. We've seen security wait lines reach about 30 minutes, but they are now back down to about 10 minutes. The airport predicts about 60,000 people will come through here today.
It's a little bit more zooey than we expected, but the lines moved faster and the people were very pleasant.
You know, there's a line there, but it isn't any longer right now than it normally is.
And even though it's going okay right at this moment, the advice is to check your flight ahead of time, arrive 2 hours early, and you can also check TSA waiting times before you head out here at flypdx.com. And we appear to be in a lull right now, but just hours ago we were out here when the TSA line stretched all the way across this open area right here. So arrive early just in case. Always, right? Back to you.
All right, Libby, live for us this morning there at the airport. Thanks, Libby. Meanwhile, the Washington County Sheriff's Office is investigating a deadly hit and run that happened in Hillsborough. Investigators say a person was hit early Saturday night on Southwest Minter Bridge Road, north of the Tualatin River. Now, there's still no description of the suspect or their car, and investigators have not yet identified the victim. An elementary school in Bend is closed today after a fire last night. Bend Fire says it started around 9 o'clock last night at Miller Elementary on Northwest Crosby. Investigators say a lithium battery ignited the fire in the custodian's workshop. The fire didn't spread from there, but it did set off the sprinklers in the gym right next to the workshop.
Amtrak police are investigating after a woman in Salem was hit by an Amtrak train. First responders were called around 5:20 Sunday evening to the railroad tracks near MLK Junior Parkway. The woman is still in the hospital. We don't know her condition this morning.
A lot of people scattering, running, shouting, screaming, crying. Then I saw a few cars pull up, some parents coming up and being very, very upset, crying, asking where their kids are.
That was a witness describing the shooting in California that killed 4 people and injured 11 others on Saturday night. Local officials say they still have not caught the suspected shooter and are pleading with the public for help. Officials say the shooting happened at a child's birthday party where 3 children ages 8, 9, and 14 and 1 adult were all killed. Authorities are calling this a targeted attack and believe there were multiple shooters. So far, though, they haven't made any arrests.
President Donald Trump says he's inviting the family of a National Guard member fatally shot to the White House. Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom died last week after the shooting in Washington, D.C. Sergeant Andrew Wolf, who was also shot, remains in critical condition this morning. President Trump says that they will honor both of them at the White House. Meanwhile, the man accused of pulling the trigger is now facing a series of charges, including murder. Authorities have not yet provided a motive. Back to local news now. TriMet has begun its first round of large-scale service cuts for lines 35, 52, 77, and 81. Buses will now arrive once every hour at 9 p.m. After 7 p.m., the FX2 line will run every 24 to 35 minutes. This comes as TriMet faces a $30 million budget gap, with expenses outpacing revenue. We heard from one TriMet rider who's disappointed with the changes.
The less public transportation that there'll be after 9 will just continue to make it more and more difficult for people who want to spend their time out, who want to, businesses who want to stay open later. And with the increased rent, it's just going to make it even more difficult for small businesses and people to thrive.
Last month, TriMet got rid of 68 positions. The next round of service cuts is scheduled for March.
I can give you a more positive piece of TriMet news. Just a reminder, you can actually use your Zoo Lights tickets. If you want to go check out Zoo Lights at the zoo, you can use that Zoo Lights ticket for free rides on the TriMet buses or Max if you're going to or from Zoo Lights. So
nice.
there is that.
Yeah, good reminder there. The gorge, one of the spots is getting in on the cold. It's basically been cold, one of the coldest mornings statewide, really. If you look at the temperatures collectively, PDX has been down to 30 earlier this morning, first freeze of the season out at the airport. Here's a kind of a foggy look from the Oregon Veterans Home camera out in the Dalles. Not much wind out in the gorge this morning, and your current temperature is 28 degrees. So you folks are plenty cold as well. And then if you get into Hood River, there's Mount Hood. Partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. It's currently 32. The golf course cameras are great on frosty mornings because you can see the frost on the grass. And there you can see it. That's Indian Creek Golf Course out in Hood River. Again, 32 there. A little bit of sun coming through. What's some fog patches along the Columbia River this morning. That's from the springs at the waterfront. Looking at the end of the interstate bridge coming in or out of Washington, however you phrase it. Temperature 35 degrees right now. PDX is up to 36 after being down to 30. Salem is up to 33 after being down to 32. It's 17 out in Burns. I think it was 14 a couple hours ago for you folks. 24 in Baker City. We are mainly dry. Could be some sprinkles up around that story in Long Beach. Otherwise dry weather. And temperatures are chilly. 31 in Battleground. Camas has frost. Sandy 31 degrees. These are the current temperatures. And in many cases, colder numbers have been reported. 32 in Dallas, 32 up in Estacada. Mix of passing cloudiness to partly sunny skies today, about 50 at the coast, 40s up and down I-5, so it stays chilly and only 30s out east. We have a light shower threat tomorrow. Otherwise, we're dry through Thursday, and then we have rain coming in on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, today's high only in the mid-40s. Here's Chris McGinnis.
Chilly. All right, Rod, thanks for that. I want to pick it up with a traffic alert in Clackamas County. The Oregon City Westland Arch Bridge. There will be westbound lane closures every day for the first 10 days of December, so through December 10th, from 9 a.m. until as late as 2 p.m. ODOT is doing some ADA ramp improvements on the west side of the bridge, so you're going to want to detour to I-205. Speaking of I-205 and the Abernathy Bridge, there's a weekend overnight closure of the Abernathy Bridge, both directions, Friday and Saturday nights. I'll talk more about that as we get closer. Your drive right now, obviously getting busy out there. I've got one trouble spot right now in Marion County. A disabled vehicle on northbound I-5 was creating some slowing. It looks like the traffic backup that we had around that has cleared out, so happy to show you that. I-5 through North Portland, an earlier crash near Marine Drive out of the way, but the drive's still a little thick. Getting better, though. Here, too, we're down 21 minutes to get you from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. China?
Thank you, Chris. Coming up on Sunrise, Luigi Mangione returns to court today after a key hearing before trial. His attorney seeking to throw out some key evidence from his state murder case. Also ahead.
3, 2, 1.
The Christmas tree at Portland's living room is shining bright for the season. We have more highlights from the tree lighting ceremony after the break.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
All right, less than 3 weeks to go at this point for this year's KGW Great Toy Drive, and we definitely need your help to fill up this year's toy box. One of the easiest ways to give, make a cash donation online. Let us do the toy shopping for you. Just go to kgw.com/toy and click that donate cash button. This is another great week to give, by the way, because Oregon Corrections Enterprises is doubling donations all week long. You can also donate new unwrapped toys in person at any IQ credit union, Fred Meyer store, or local Toyota dealership.
And the crowd goes wild. The holidays are officially upon us because the Christmas tree at Pioneer Courthouse Square is officially lit.
KGW's China Green was not there on Friday night.
It's not.
Enjoying Friday evening with your husband and dog, I would assume.
Warm.
But KGW's Christine Pitawaj was there Friday night hosting the annual tree lighting ceremony.
You could feel it in the crisp air. The excitement, electric. And the music, well, as always, was magical thanks to Thomas Lauderdale, Pink Martini, and a number of local choirs who got everybody in the holiday spirit. This crowd filled Pioneer Courthouse Square. They were here for one reason.
Welcome again to the 41st annual tree lighting ceremony.
Then, the moment Santa stepped on stage, it was time. The Portland tradition Friday night started with a Native American land blessing and opening ceremony. A number of people took to the stage, including a representative from Stimson Lumber, which donated the tree, as well as the president of the square's nonprofit volunteer board. City councilors made an appearance as well, as Mayor Keith Wilson encouraged the crowd to visit downtown for the holidays, touting big events and days with free parking.
Please join Portland as we repair, restore, and revitalize. And the 7,000 employees and our city councilor, we are indebted and grateful for you. Together, we're going to rebuild our city that we love so much.
All these people on the bricks in the city's living room, showing up for a Portland tradition and demonstrating the love people still have for their city. Christine Pitawaj, KGW News.
Is there a holiday tradition that you guys like to check out every year that you make a point to see? You need to think about it. I'll give you one.
I know.
All right, give me one.
I saw both your brains, and they were spinning like wild.
Yes.
The Winter Wonderland, the deal over at PIR with the lights, and I'll tell you, if you
done
have,
that several
if you have
times?
young children, it's especially good. I haven't gone in recent years because the kids are 18 now, but when they were 7, 8, 9, I used to let them sit on my lap, let them steer the car as we went around the track at PIR, and just thought it was the greatest thing ever. I'm driving the car, and I'm checking out the holiday lights, so that was a good time for the family back then.
Yeah, we do Christmas lights. So we get in the car and we bring our favorite snacks, then we just drive around random neighborhoods.
Yeah, that was good. We did that too with the kids, yep.
Well, yeah, I mean, we used to make a point for a number of years in a row of being somewhere, having dinner somewhere, where you could see the Christmas ships on the river come by.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice.
Oh,
I have reached that age now where I've done everything a handful of times, and I'm like,
I'm
well, this
good.
couch sure is comfortable. I got that big TV in front of me. Wow.
Yeah.
It's the holiday couch.
Holiday couch.
Let's get you outdoors. It's cold out. Cold this morning. In fact, the very first freeze of the season out of PDX. It was way back, 3 o'clock, 3:30 this morning, that we were around 30 degrees. And then fog came in and the temperature actually lifted a little bit. But it's the first freeze officially of the season for the airport. And it is, of course, the first day of December. So the 30-year average for the first day of December for Portland is 49 degrees for a high and the low 38. So these numbers still on their way down. I think eventually we get down to 46 and 36 is the lowest the averages will go later this month. Record for today is 63 and record for today is 20 for a low. So these are not the official lows. In some cases they're actually lower, but it gives you an idea of how cold we've been. So we do know Portland has been down to 30. So this auto plot map will be caught up or corrected eventually. 30 in Hillsboro, 31 up at Pierce Airfield in Vancouver. Hillsboro freezing. We've seen frosty spots out there. Salem freezing 32. Hood River's been down to 28. Tillamook also down to freezing this morning at 32. It's dry out. We have passing clouds, and we'll have kind of a passing cloud to partly sunny day. There's a weak system up here. And actually, if you look at the radar, you think, I haven't seen any reports, but just throwing it out there, maybe there's some sprinkles up around Astoria and Tillamook this morning, but generally this is expected to be a dry day. One of the brighter cameras has been this one down in Marion County looking over our state capital. Temperatures cold, 33. There has been frost in the area. Here's the Chehalem tasting room camera looking at the barn, what I call the barn camera. Love it. Partly cloudy skies, I'm looking for frost. I don't see any. 34, and perhaps you folks have actually stayed above freezing at that location. 23 over in Bend and 24 in Baker City. All right. Here's the 7-day forecast. So today we're dry with passing clouds to partly sunny skies, generally light winds. We only get up to 46. Again, big coat, 30 is out the door. Chance of some light showers tomorrow, but basically we're quiet and really pretty dry through Thursday. Right now for your planning Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days. So some decent rain at times. All right, here he is, Chris McGinnis.
Right, I want to start with a traffic alert in Jefferson County. Just getting word of a crash right now on Highway 26 that has that closed, completely closed right now between Madras and Warm Springs. ODOT telling us there is a local detour set up around this, but if you're traveling on Highway 26 right now, know that that's going to take you some extra time. We're working to get more details on the particulars there, and we'll certainly keep you posted. All right, back to the freeway drive locally. Getting busier out there, deeper into our Monday morning drive, but it's not bad. There's the Sunset, upper left-hand part of your screen there, coming in from Sylvan. A little slow there. I-84 westbound. We had a crash near Lloyd Center. That quickly got out of the way, but the 84 West Drive is a little slow. And right now, I-5 from Clark County is still a little thick as well. 21 minutes to get you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Some of your other drive times as follows. Right now, it's a 25-minute ride to get you in from Wilsonville to downtown. Guys?
Thank you, Chris. Still to come on Sunrise, authorities in Washington are sounding the alarm on a series of distraction thefts in parking lots. How they're carried out and what you can do to prevent that from happening to you after the break.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
A high-stakes hearing is set to take place today for Luigi Mangione. The 27-year-old is accused of shooting and killing the CEO of United Healthcare last year.
The judge will decide whether key pieces of evidence can be used at his trial. Stephanie Gosk has a preview.
This morning, Luigi Mangione, the accused killer of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, is expected back in state court as his defense team asks for key pieces of evidence to be suppressed, including everything discovered in his backpack when police arrested the 27-year-old at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Among the items, a gun, bullets, and a red notebook. These newly released photos from a police body cam show Mangione sitting at a corner table wearing a face mask as police confront him. In court documents, defense attorneys say those officers searched his backpack without obtaining a search warrant and did not immediately read Mangione his Miranda rights. Prosecutors say the alleged killer wrote out his plans to murder the insurance executive in the notebook found in his backpack, including an entry where Mangione allegedly wrote someone should whack the CEO. Prosecutors say the search was justified, in part because police were concerned for their safety. The defense is calling it a violation of their client's constitutional rights.
Not guilty.
Mangione pleaded not guilty to state murder charges in New York, gun charges in Pennsylvania, as well as a federal murder charge that can carry the death penalty. It has been nearly a year since the fatal shooting, and interest in the case remains high, with multiple documentaries.
You could see that it was not a professional hit.
And supporters still back Mangione with a fund for his legal defense, receiving daily donations amounting to more than $1 million. According to his legal team, the Ivy League grad has been keeping track of more than 6,000 letters he's been sent in jail. Now all eyes will be on the Manhattan courtroom, where a judge will decide if crucial evidence can be used when the murder case finally goes to trial.
Here's a look at some other national and world headlines with your morning rush. The House and the Senate both pushing for answers after a reported second strike by the U.S. on an alleged drug smuggling boat in the Caribbean. The second strike reportedly killed all the survivors from the initial strike. Congressional critics of the Trump administration have called it a war crime, but the Secretary of Homeland Security disputes that, saying, quote, "Our current operations in the Caribbean are lawful." Investigators say more than 150 people have died from an apartment fire in Hong Kong. These are some of the first images released from that high-rise building. They also say more than 40 people are still missing. The cause of the fire is still not clear, but police have arrested 14 people. A California homeowner got a surprise after a bear made his home in the crawl space. Back in June, the homeowner installed cameras after he noticed that things near the entrance to the crawl space were out of place, and months later, the bear was caught on camera going in and out of that space like he owned it. And that is a look at your morning rush.
Police are warning families with seniors across Western Washington to leave high-end jewelry at home as holiday shopping picks up. The warning comes as police search for suspects who they say followed and ripped off an elderly woman's jewelry in a Winco parking lot on Friday. Police are now looking for this SUV that took off. Our sister station Seattle reports an increase in what police call distraction thefts. Last April, a woman stole a $5,000 necklace from a man by peppering him with kisses in a Lowe's parking lot.
And the lady calling me, I need help, you see. So I go over there and then, it calling me. When I reached to her close to the door, the window, he grabbed me and kiss me. So what's that for kiss for?
So FBI data says that police almost never get the items back after these thefts.
Coming up here at 8:30, we're going to tell you about a hiker stranded along the Oregon coast, about 40 feet up and on a ridge that was only about 3 feet wide. We'll have more on the 7-hour mission to save him. Plus, Whoville is back in Scappoose at this Scappoose home. We're going to find out what the Grinch has planned for this year when we roll into the 8:30 half hour of the Sunrise Show.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Good morning, I'm China Green. TriMet has begun its first round of large-scale service cuts for lines 35, 52, 77, and 81. Buses will now arrive once every hour after 9 p.m. After 7 p.m., the FX2 line will run every 24 to 35 minutes. This comes as TriMet faces a $30 million budget gap with expenses outpacing revenue. Last month, TriMet got rid of 68 positions. The next round of service cuts is scheduled for March. Headed over to Rod Hill for a look at weather.
All right, thank you. Good morning. Big story, the cold. We are generally dry. Radar showing there may be some sprinkles up along the north coast, but not down in Lincoln County. There's partly cloudy skies, some pretty early morning color looking out from the inn at Otter Crest. And I was anxious to see if there was any grass or frost on the grass, so there is not. I know it's been frosty in Tillamook. And here in Portland, we were down to 30 degrees at the airport earlier this morning, but now temperatures have bumped up. It's 36 degrees. Anyway, a chilly day. Partly to mostly cloudy skies on and off throughout the day. Temperatures only getting up into the mid-40s. There's a shower chance tonight and tomorrow.
Check this out, gang. We start this half hour of the Sunrise Show with Cyber Monday deals.
Oh, yeah.
Covering just about every retailer you could possibly think of. A lot of retailers offering 50% off tech items, video games, toys, all that good stuff. There's also major deals at play for home appliances, large and small, cosmetics, and winter clothing, China Green.
Winter.
Also this year, a new deal here. ChatGPT is teaming up with Target and Walmart to help people find the best deal out there. So if you don't want to spend all your time trying to figure out which place has the best deal, the AI can help you find the best deal like that. Supposedly.
Like that?
Like that.
Well, I mean, as quickly as you
Even
can type
faster
it
than
in.
that.
We had to type it in, probably. Best deals on.
Well, that could take a while.
Cracking
You
yourself
could probably
up on the
chat
Cyber
GPT
Monday.
it into your, into your speaker and your microphone.
We ready to go? We ready to get to the weather?
You tell us.
All right, let's do it. Let's go. It's a chilly morning out there. We've got temperatures in the 30s. We've had frosty spots for Portland. It's the first freeze of the season. We were down to 30 degrees earlier this morning. Partly cloudy skies over the capital, 33 degrees. Looks like the light frost that was on the grass there is melted just with that 1 degree up in the temperature department. This has been kind of back and forth fog with sun coming through, kind of gray looking from the top of the Wells Fargo building. But temperatures up to 36. Again, that's a rebound from 30 earlier this morning. This is kind of a big coat first day of December because it will be only 42 at noon and we'll be in the mid-40s, I think, for a high this afternoon. And kind of a mixed bag of partly sunny to cloudy to partly sunny skies. And that is the forecast for all of our region. Now, only in the 30s out east. I mean, this shows Baker City only 33, and this is mid-afternoon at 4 o'clock. So again, chilly weather. 45 in Bend, about the same as Portland, Salem, and Albany, and getting into the upper 40s to about 50 degrees along the coast today. Here's the first full 7 day of December. 46 this afternoon. Still, a lot of you will be in the 30s tonight, but not as cold as this morning. I think Portland could hold at 40. There's cloudiness that will be thicker tonight with a shower threat tonight and tomorrow with the weak system. We're talking sprinkles to nothing to less than 5 1/100 of an inch of rain. Won't be much. And basically, we're really pretty quiet overall through Thursday. We are looking at likely rain at times Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And early indications on this is that this will be decent rain and maybe some heavy snow with snow levels getting down to 3,500 feet over the Cascades, which we need. All right, here's Chris.
All right, my ears just perked up at that. Hey, I've got a big traffic alert right now in Jefferson County. Highway 26 right now is closed between Madras and Warm Springs because of a crash. ODOT says that there is a local detour set up around this near milepost 112, but just know if you're heading that direction or traveling between Madras and Warm Springs that you're going to have to take a detour. Speaking of detours, between Oregon City and West Lynn, the Arch Bridge Westbound lane closures now every day for the first 10 days of December as ODOT does some ADA ramp improvement on the West Lynn side. So westbound traffic from Oregon City to West Lynn, you're going to need to detour to I-205 from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. each day this week and much of next week as well. The drive out there hasn't been all that bad, maybe a little holiday residual time off for folks, but that said, we've got a couple of slow spots. 20 minutes gets you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge and Highway 26 right now, about a 23-minute ride from Hillsborough. Drew?
All right, thank you, Chris. We just mentioned a moment ago that today is Cyber Monday, but the first Monday after Thanksgiving is also one of the busiest travel days of the year.
The Portland Airport expects an increase in travelers compared to last year. KGW's Libby Dowsett takes a look.
Well, we have been keeping a close eye on the wait times here at the TSA checkpoint, and we can tell you that the wait times have been fluctuating anywhere from 7-minute wait to a 30-minute wait, depending on the time of morning. Now, the airport is expecting 370,000 travelers, or nearly that, to come through here today and over the past weekend. We've seen pretty average crowds at check-in this morning, and people we've talked to are thrilled to see flights running on time. The airport predicts about 60,000 people will come through PDX today alone.
Very calm here. Very easy day so far. We were expecting, a little bit more panicky, and we haven't seen that.
So far, so good. Crossing fingers. A little crowded this morning, but to be expected after the holiday.
There's a line there, but it isn't any longer right now than it normally is.
Airport staff recommends passengers check their flights ahead of time and arrive 2 hours early. For today, the best advice may be to check TSA waiting times at flypdx.com. When passengers arrived this morning, they saw only one canceled flight out of Chicago, so most flights running on time or just a few minutes late. At the airport, Libby Dowsett, KGW News.
All right, here's another travel headline. The main source of jet fuel for the region's biggest airports is fully back in service at this point. 3 weeks ago, a leak was found in the Olympic pipeline, which transports gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel to Northwest airports, including Portland's and SeaTac. Officials are still trying to determine how much fuel was lost. So far, they say they've recovered about 2,300 gallons. That 400-mile pipeline runs all the way from Whatcom County in Washington down south here to Portland.
An investigation is underway in Marion County after a man attacked another man with a knife. Video sent to KGW shows a suspect getting arrested Saturday night near 3rd and G Street in Hubbard. Police say after the suspect attacked the victim, he barricaded himself in a car and then refused all police commands. But after nearly 6 hours, police were able to take him into custody with the help of SWAT crews. Meantime, Portland's Hollywood Theater had to be evacuated because of a gas leak Saturday afternoon. An issue with one of the building's furnaces let gas flow into the building. The situation was resolved about 30 minutes later with the help of Northwest Natural. The theater says screenings continued as normal.
It took first responders and volunteers nearly 7 hours to rescue a stranded hiker along the Oregon coast. Cannon Beach fire officials say around 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon, they got word of a hiker who was stuck at the top of Saddle Mountain. First responders found the man about 40 feet up on a ridge that's only about 3 feet wide, they say. A rope rescue team became the heroes, rappelling from above and then lowering him to safety.
Portland's famous outdoor sanctuary, the Grotto, has lit up for the holidays. The Catholic sanctuary grounds in northeast Portland are they're now lit with millions of lights and displays. The Festival of Lights features chapel choir performances, caroling, and puppet show for the little ones.
But this is my first time coming here, and just it's beautiful, beautiful, perfect time, and no rain, so it's the best time to get out and enjoy it.
Bring your walking shoes. It's definitely a blessing.
The festival runs every night from 5 to 9:30 through December 30th, with the exception of Christmas Day. You're also asked to bring a non-perishable food donation to support Snowcap, a local nonprofit providing people with food, clothes, and utility assistance.
All right, check this out now. A historical home in Scappoose is transporting visitors to the world of Dr. Seuss. Every room at this house, it's called the Watts House, has been decorated to match the land of Whoville from the Dr. Seuss story, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's a Whoville experience that started in Scappoose 3 years ago.
They absolutely love it, and that is the best part for us.
watching the kids' faces, and they're so excited. We have to kind of slow them down in the first room because they want to run right through. They're so excited to see what's next. And the wonder on their faces is worth every bit of hard work.
The best part for you could be the fact that it's free to check out. It's open at night, Fridays through Sundays, and also on Wednesday, late afternoon and early evenings, now through January 4th.
Your time now is 8:38. Headed over to Chris McGinnis for a look at traffic.
Yeah, we pick it up with that traffic alert again in Jefferson County, guys. ODOT telling us that Highway 26 right now is closed because of a crash between Madras and Warm Springs. That crash near milepost 112, ODOT says, there is a local detour set up around that, but if you are heading that direction, obviously that's going to add some time to your morning commute. We are working to find out more about this crash, but just know that you've got some extra time there. All right, locally, this is a big deal for folks in Oregon City. If you travel to and from West Lynn, over the next 10 days, ODOT's doing some ADA ramp improvement on the West Lynn side of the bridge, so the westbound lane will be closed daily through December 10th from 9 a.m. until as late as 2 p.m., so you'll have to detour to the Abernathy Bridge on I-205. The freeway drive is busy, but we're moving okay. Right now, I-5 from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge is about a 20-minute clip. The trip in from Wilsonville is just shy of 30 now, and the drive in east from Hillsborough timing out to about 21 minutes. That's from Brookwood Parkway to the Vistridge Tunnel.
Thank you, Chris. Still ahead, small businesses in Vancouver are getting a boost this holiday season. We speak to business owners hoping for a busy end of the year.
Hey, our team tests products all day long. It's literally all we do. We bring you the best deals, and we've come through for you today with this range of products from Frigidaire. We'll get to these bad boys in just a second, but I want to start with the ice makers. In our test, the best ice makers on the market. I want to start with this one. This one's really my favorite. It's the Frigidaire Nugget Ice Maker. This thing makes 33 pounds of ice a day, and you can see this is the good ice. I'm a lefty. This is always so awkward. This is the good stuff, the good ice. And here's the thing about my ice maker at home. It takes forever to start making ice. This one starts making ice within 10 minutes. How cool is that? Maybe you want this one though, a little smaller. This makes 26 pounds of ice a day, enough to fill a water cooler. This is the Frigidaire Compact Countertop Ice Maker, and you can see it makes the larger cubes of ice like this. But what I like about this is you can also choose small or large cubes right there on top. These retail for $146 for you today, up to 39% off. Just scan the QR code on your screen right now. Now I want to talk about these. These are the Frigidaire 6-can retro mini fridges. I love this black, isn't that cool? Range of colors. Come on in here. You can see the 6 cans, cold to the touch. Great for travel too. These plug into your car. You can use them for skincare products, medicine, anything you want. They retail for $38. 21% off for you today. Scan the QR code on your screen or go to shoptvdeals.com.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
The city of Vancouver is making it easier for people to get their holiday shopping done after pausing construction that's been going on for almost a year now.
Here's KGW's Jay Coulter with the details.
Holiday season can either make or break your year.
It's been wonderful, and people are excited to come down here.
Molly McKenzie owns Mackenzie's Treasures, an antique jewelry shop downtown. She says this small business Saturday, she had customers right when she opened, which was a welcome change after she says business has been slow this past year due to the Main Street construction.
It has affected our business a lot with people not being able to get through all the streets and finding places to park and such. And any time there's any traffic or any street closed off, it's not very inviting to people.
The city halted Main Street construction on Thanksgiving, and it will remain paused until New Year's Day.
Their ability to open it up for us and making it more walking friendly and car friendly through this holiday season is really important and a blessing in my opinion.
McKenzie says she's thrilled because the holiday season is when she and a lot of small businesses make their money.
There might be 2 months that I am not making the same amount as my winter months, and I have to then compensate it or dip into the business savings to pay for our retail spaces and everything like that.
Just down the road, Wild Fern boutique owner Deanna Gaines says while the pause is helpful, this year will track behind years past.
Our holiday is just going to be scrunched into like a few weeks rather than a month and a half, the month and a half rush that we usually see.
Downtown Vancouver resident Laura Webster made it a point to shop around at small businesses Saturday to show her support for the community.
You know, the restaurants can't survive if there's not people down here doing anything, and so it just makes it much more lively and welcoming to even be in the area than if you're going to drive to Target and do everything there.
Jay Coulter, KGW News.
All right, where's Rod Hill? Oh, Rod Hill's outside.
Ooh, is it cold? It looks cold. Are you doing the cold dance?
I'm looking down to make sure it's not frosty, because if it is, I'll slip and I'll follow my keister. But it's not.
On your what?
So I'm safe. Keister.
Keister?
Who came up with that word?
First time you've ever heard that?
I have never heard that. Keister?
We need a synonym, Rod.
Means tushy.
Tushy?
Derriere?
I did not think
Buns?
I would hear that on the news this
Rump?
morning. Here
Should
we
I
are.
keep
Pretty
going?
good at this game.
Hi, everybody. Well, the big story this morning is, and again, it was early this morning, 3:30 a.m. PDX dipped down to 30 degrees. First time this fall that we have reported a freezing temperature out at the airport. Nowhere near record territory. In fact, at the bottom of the graphic is this morning's record low at the airport. It's 20 degrees. The record high today up into the 60s. And it is the first day of December. Our climate average now high of 49 and a low temperature in the upper 30s. We're tracking a weak front offshore, and radar's been showing some of these thicker clouds along the coast of Washington, Oregon, could be producing some sprinkles, but basically I have a dry forecast. Let's go ahead and go to the closer view of this with passing clouds to partly sunny, kind of back and forth potentially, but we are expected to be dry. You can see some clouds spreading out across portions of eastern Oregon as well. Salem has always had some blue showing up in our live camera this morning over the state capitol, partly cloudy. 33 was down to 32 degrees. Another live camera for you. This live view coming to you from the Rose City camera. Again, it was 30 in the middle of the night. We're actually up to 36 right now. Mostly cloudy skies, I can verify, over the city at this hour. What was some fog over the West Hills, though, is actually lifted. I've got pretty good visibility. Here's the barn camera out from the Chehalem Tasting Room in Sherwood, looking out over the beautiful vineyard there. 36 degrees is the number. So all of the valley temperatures this morning have been in the 30s, and roughly half of the reporting sites that we look at got down to freezing. So watch out for some lingering slick spots with frosty conditions. 37 in Kelso. I did not see any frost on the golf course up there at Three Rivers this morning. Bend is in the 20s. Burns currently at 17. The forecast for today is big coat weather. I mean, we're starting off in the 30s. The highs will only be in the 40s. Not much wind, though. So a mostly cloudy to partly sunny day is what we're looking for. 46 in Salem expected. Southwest Washington about the same, with some early frosty spots. Could be some east winds bouncing out near the gorge along the Columbia at times to about 15, otherwise light winds. This does show battleground Longview 48. That's probably on the high end of what you could reach today. It will depend on how much passing cloudiness we see. 7-day forecast for you. Today's high 46. This morning will be the chilliest of the bunch. We have that chance of just a dab of rain tomorrow. But really, we're pretty quiet and mainly dry all the way through Thursday. Right now, Friday, Saturday, Sunday look to be wet. Maybe some heavier rain pockets, especially going into Saturday. That could be, fingers crossed, some decent snow down to pass level up in the Cascades as well. All right, it is birthday time. All right, we start with Owen. This is a great picture. One of my favorite I caught a fish photos of all time. Here comes Owen. Owen. Our director, Brian Matthews, says his graphics are stuck. That's horrible. Really, not gonna, I think they're gonna stay stuck. All right. I will tell you, Owen is 5 and he's holding a salmon, and it's a cute picture because the fish is so big. Now we have it. There's that big fish. Owen's using all of his might to hold it up. I love it. All right, 5 years old. Happy birthday. Arnold is 88 in Newport. I assume Arnold's been fishing before. He lives right by the water there. We've got Thelma. Put your hands together for Thelma. 102 years young today. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a wonderful day today. And that's our list. Birthdays at KGW.com, and we will celebrate with you. Let's go back into the warm, the tropical, the toasty studio.
Yes,
here's Chris
warmer
McGinnis.
here. I appreciate that, Rod. We take it to Oregon City. Got a traffic alert for the next 10 days. The Arch Bridge westbound will be closed. The westbound lane will be closed weekdays from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. as ODOT does some ADA ramp improvement on the westland side of the bridge. So I-205 and the Abernathy Bridge is going to be your traffic solution around that. The drive, not in too bad a shape. I suspect a lot of folks maybe still, having some time off for the holiday and whatnot, but there are your drive times right now. You're tripping from Troutdale, 25 minutes. The drive north from Wilsonville, about 30 minutes to get you from Wilsonville Road into downtown. China?
Thank you, Chris. A much-needed 1-2 punch for the holiday weekend. Box office Wicked for Good and the debut of Zootopia 2 drew big audiences to theaters. David Daniel has a look at the top 5 films in theaters over the holiday weekend.
I'm gonna come back here and burn this building down. I promise. That's the spirit.
The Running Man made $5.5 million from Wednesday through Sunday, landing in 5th place.
You're after a creature that can't be killed.
Predator Badlands survived in 4th place with $6.6 million.
You enjoying the show?
Shall we get on with it?
Now You See Me, Now You Don't conjured up $10 million for 3rd place.
You can't resist this.
Who could?
You know who could.
Audiences still can't resist Wicked for Good. The Broadway adaptation lost the top spot, but earned $93 million for a domestic total of $270 million.
All right, Carrots, any idea where you want to start?
Zootopia 2 started out strong. The animated sequel debuted on top with $156 million over the 5-day holiday weekend. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
And a wrap of our top stories this morning. PDX expected nearly 370,000 travelers over the Thanksgiving weekend, and today the airport predicted about 60,000 people to come through PDX today alone. As usual, airport staff recommend checking in for your flight ahead of time and arriving at the airport 2 hours early. And this is the first holiday season where real IDs or another form of documentation is required, so be prepared. The main source of jet fuel for the region's biggest airports fully back in service. 3 weeks ago, a leak was found in the Olympic pipeline, which transports gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel to Northwest airports, including Portland's and SeaTac. Officials are still trying to determine how much fuel was lost. So far, they've recovered about 2,300 gallons. And TriMet has begun its first round of large-scale service cuts for lines 35, 52, 77, and 81. Buses are now arriving once every hour after 9 p.m. After 7 p.m., the FX2 line will run every 24 to 35 minutes. This comes as TriMet faces a $30 million budget gap with expenses outpacing revenue. The next round of service cuts is scheduled for March.
And after getting through all of November with no freezing numbers at the airport, we have done it on this first day of September. PDX reporting a low unofficially of 30 degrees. Today's high 46. There are some frosty spots around. There's a light shower threat tomorrow, but really we're pretty dry all the way through Thursday. Then a wet upcoming weekend expected.
We got our ears with the September reference.
Did I say September instead of November? What did I say?
You said the wrong month.
For December? I don't even know which
All
one
right,
I got
drive
wrong.
times. This morning we're in pretty good shape.
September morn.
20 minutes to get you in from Hillsborough, 27 minutes from Wilsonville, and a quick look at the drive elsewhere. Not bad this morning. Looks like some folks are still on holiday break. Rod?
Okay. It's December, apparently.
Hey, before we go, quick update. Winter Wonderland back at Portland International Raceway for year number 33. And tonight and tomorrow night, special nights at the track. Lights and leashes nights. Yes, Chris. I thought you were going to say,
No.
I apologize. Cars aren't allowed. Dogs on leashes are.
Yeah.
Event organizers also point out that there's no designated dog potty area, so they encourage you, please.
To wear boots.
No.
Oh, God.
Please pick up after your pups, and then boots aren't needed.
Be a good pet owner.
Yeah.
Gates open up at 4:15 and close at 9:30. Lights and leashes nights tonight and tomorrow night at PIR. So there you go.
That's such a good idea.
Oh, you took your jacket off.
Well, I got warm. I had it on because I was still getting warm after being up on the deck. It's in the 30s out.
thought it was
but now I'm warm again.
I like it when Rod or Deck Rod meets Studio Rod.
Oh, really?
This is it right here. This is Deck Rod.
It's a Studio Rod.
The outside Rod coming together with
What do you think,
Studio
huh?
Rod. Oh, he's
Studio
sharp.
Rod.
Inside
Yeah.
Rod, he's
Jacket.
sharp.
Yeah.
You can get more of him tomorrow morning on Sunrise. We'll see you then.